Away from the usual trade routes, under the cover of night, the Sea Maiden changed course. Captain Thornton, holding the map illuminated by a mysterious glow, confidently gave orders. The new coordinates led us into uncharted waters, to a place where, according to legends, the Island of Light was located. This change did not go unnoticed. The tension among the crew members who were associated with the Order of the Eclipse escalated to the limit. Their suspicious glances, cast in our direction, felt like a cold wind. They tried to resist, sowing confusion among the other sailors, but the captain held firm control of the ship. "They won't give up," the captain said, looking at the horizon. "We must be vigilant." I felt that we were getting closer to solving the mystery, but at the same time, we were approaching great danger. Every day in the uncharted waters was filled with tension and anticipation. We sailed to a place where no one had ever set foot, guided only by an ancient map and the glow of a magical compass. The further we moved away from the usual sea routes, the more dangerous our route became. My father's map was brilliant, but it showed no mercy. It led us into a realm of eternal mists, where the sun was only a pale memory, and the compass seemed to go mad, showing false directions. "This place," the captain whispered, peering into the veil of mist. "This is the sea of forgotten souls that old legends talk about. No ship has ever come out of here." I felt fear, but I couldn't give in to it. My father spoke within me, his faith in the light. I held the glowing compass in my hands, and tried to decipher the symbols that appeared on it. I realized that it was not just an arrow pointing the way. It was a message that required me to use all my knowledge. "These are not physical coordinates, Captain," I exclaimed when a thought struck me. "These are riddles. Each mark is a passage from a legend. We have to find the right path by solving them." I began to read the symbols aloud, and the captain, listening to me, skillfully maneuvered the ship, avoiding shoals and rocks. We worked as a single unit, united by one goal. I, a girl who had spent her whole life with books, was now guiding a ship, and the captain, an experienced sailor, trusted my mind. It was a strange but effective collaboration. Our faith in the light became the beacon that guided us through the darkness. The days blended into one endless labyrinth of mist and riddles. Captain Thornton, who controlled the helm, now relied entirely on me. His experience as a sailor helped us avoid treacherous shoals, but only my knowledge, gleaned from my father's books, could decipher the symbols that led us to our goal. "Alice, a rock ahead," he shouted, his voice almost lost in the thick veil. I quickly looked at the compass. It pulsed, pointing to a new riddle. "When the sky falls, seek salvation in the earth," I read. "Hard to port," I exclaimed. "Plunge." The captain, without hesitation, gave the order. The ship, swaying, crashed into the thick mist. And suddenly, a cave appeared before our eyes, leading to a large bay. When we entered it, we were stunned. This was the place my father had spoken of, the Island of Light. There was no sand or water, only a glowing space, and in its center was a huge crystal stone. We disembarked on the shore, and in my hands, the map glowed even brighter. I realized that it was the key to the stone. When I held it up to the crystal, it began to sing. Its song was so beautiful that I forgot about everything in the world. I felt my knowledge, my dreams, my faith, everything merging into one whole. It was not a treasure. It was the light. A source of knowledge, a source of truth that my father had sought all his life. The light radiating from the crystal was not only beautiful, but also prophetic. Holding my father's map in my hands, I felt my knowledge merge with the wisdom of this ancient place. I understood that my father was not looking for treasure. He was looking for the truth. And he wanted it to belong not to one person, but to the whole world. Captain Thornton, looking at me, was stunned. In his eyes I saw pride. He realized that I, the girl he once considered defenseless, had now become the heir to a great mission. Meanwhile, on board the ship, Agent Mr. Evans had completed his work. The sailors who worked for the Order of the Eclipse were arrested. Lady Isabella, who once considered herself a queen, was now just a prisoner of her own greed. She lost everything, her reputation, her wealth, and worst of all, her dignity. When we returned to the ship, she looked at me, and in her eyes, I saw not anger but despair. She understood that true wealth is not gold and not power, but truth.